Remember that over there? I showed it to you. There it is, in one of the major banking and insurance companies of the world. I'm sure you have a number of banks that use it in this country as well, right? Dedicated to Lucifer. All of these companies, Academia, Mitsubishi, all these. Now look at this one. This is fascinating. This is Alfa Romeo. It uses the Masonic cross pushed to one side, plus it has the serpent swallowing man. You put it in front of your car and you race around like a maniac. You know, you've got a nice snazzy little satanic car, go around the world with it. And the mega companies, DPO, Denver Post, uses the same. Oh, you know this company, right? The dot with a circle in it. Chrysler, of course. Oh, that one over there, I showed you that in many, many Catholic churches. And of course the number 666, no matter what the product is, becomes very prominent. The cigarette companies, there you have them. And the cellular phones, one of the biggest companies in the world is Vodafone, Vodacell, Voda Company. The circle with the tail in the mouth. And this one's quite crafty because it also makes the 6 over there. These are all Luciferian symbols, and cello is a symbol of Lucifer as well. That's why it's called a cellular phone. Very interesting. The S, also symbol of that. That over there is the Masonic M. If you turn it on its side with a name, then you have the 13, and the word bell is the god bell. So you have this bell and Bell Atlantic and Aol and Bissell, and this one is also the M. And you have Bel Air and Bell and BBB and Bell. There's so much Bell, it's unbelievable. This is a franchise. This is a steakhouse. This is a ranch house sort of restaurant. Well, you can't get better than that. There's the double-headed eagle. There's the wedge. And there's the E, the internal one, like you had it in Pac-Man. And all the Masonic regalia, whatever you like. If you want to become a mega company, dedicate your company to the devil. Here you go. This one, do you know that one? It's called Nike. Now, who is Nike? Well, it says over there, and this is the goddess. They even give her the wings of the goddess in their advertisements. So mega companies become mega companies because they're blessed by His Royal Highness. Kelly Tires, look at the S, KISS. They're very clever. Naspers, that's one of the big news companies. There you have the solar symbol. NASA, corporate event staging, the Eye of Osiris, the little Baal Hadad. And they get all the accolades. These people get the prizes. It's so interesting to see it. Here's Tion Vossler, he's the chairman of Naspers, and he's receiving the who knows what prize together with a nice Masonic handshake. Isn't that interesting? If you want to be a buddy, you better be a buddy. Now this one is fascinating. This is the new cash card. This is where they're practicing to do this to all the world. They're practicing it in Africa. I love this card. I refuse to buy it. I refuse. I will walk 10 miles before I will buy this stupid card. Here's all the symbols of sun worship on it. This is the cash card. This is the one where they put cash that you pay in, they put it on the card, and now you can go with that card and you can buy with it. If you want to make a phone call, you push it in. It's not a credit card and it's not a debit card, it's the new cash card. And they're practicing in Africa. The symbolism is fantastic. Here you have the symbols of Masonry and the sun deity. There you have the all-seeing eye of Lucifer. And it says Addo cash card. And there they have a coin, and this blew me away. Guess whose head is on it? Can you see? Look carefully. Pope John Paul II. I like that. I like that. They're not scared to hide any of their feelings. What about the sport world? The sport world is dedicated to Lucifer. Sport, in general, is dedicated to the sun god. Here you have the symbols of the great sporting teams in the world. There you have it, the Masonic triangles, the wings, the Masonic triangle, the Masonic ladder to heaven. Here you have Manchester United. They have no problem. They put the devil right on there. No wonder they're the #1 team. They're not scared to put the devil in their emblem. No wonder they win all year round. And here are the great teams of the world, and you will see that every single one of them is with, all the big ones in the world have Masonic symbols. Some of them quite wicked. They call themselves wizards and all kinds of stuff. The ball that they use, the football, is black and white and has the Masonic pentagrams and pentagons on it. There's the symbol of the sun deity, the symbol of the sun deity, the Druid star, the goat, the fleur de lis. I mean, wow, how far do you go? Juventus, the big teams in Europe have all these symbols, every single one of them. Go away. All the great teams. Look at that. Green Bay Packers. Have you seen that? That's the G or the E. You have the Tennessee Titans. Titan is the name of Lucifer. That's his Greek name. By the way, the dolphin is a symbol of the sun deity. That is a symbol of Saturn. This is a symbol of Pegasus. There's another one that they use. And this one over here, the St. John's FC, uses the double-headed eagle. And this one over here, Sundowns, one of the major football teams in Africa, uses the Masonic finger. You see who they belong to? Well, let's read about this. Exodus 32, verse 2 to 6. And Aaron said to them, break off the golden earrings which are on the ears of your wives and of your sons and of your daughters, and bring them to me. He made it into a molten calf. And Aaron made a proclamation and said, tomorrow is a feast to Jehovah. And they rose up early the next day and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play. What did the people play? What does it mean when the Bible says that the people rose up to play? Well, if you look it up in your concordance, you will see it means sport. And where does sport come from? Well, who better to ask than UNESCO, the United Nations? They should know. They say, polo was known to the Persians and restored to its original sun game significance by Akbar. Scoring a goal with a sun ball was equated with the triumph of light over darkness, good over evil. The ball is a sun symbol, and all sports such as football, hockey, basketball, cricket, baseball is related to the sun in the sundial shape and pattern of the field, as well as its rules of play and scoring. Like all sports, baseball also embodies the sun's seasonal cycle in much of the same way as ancient ceremonial contests were held as part of the fertility rites. Isn't that interesting? Now you can see the ancient ball also had the hexagrams and the pentagrams and all these features on them. The Gilgamesh epic describes how the Olympic torch is carried. The Gilgamesh had carved out of an uprooted tree, so they used a stick, and that had fallen into the netherworld as it began oppressing his people, and so the stick is used to put a ball into a hole. Then UNESCO tells us that the Olympic torch, which the runner carries to mark the sun's cyclic through the Olympiad, the 4-year period until the next games, is also related to the sun's cyclic rhythm. The first celebrated in Greece, the games were a ceremonial contest in honor of Zeus. This is UNESCO. So today, if you look at the Barcelona games, they had the sun, the moon, the planets. The Olympic games, and they were deities were Apollo and Greece, and all of these are dedicated to the sun god. And UNESCO further says, as in sport, the sun is omnipresent on practically all aspects of life, whether it be art, architecture, philosophy, religion, festivals, folklore, dance, music. Every morning a pagan god of the day wakes us up. For the Romans in the early centuries, blah, 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 blah. Very interesting. Well, let's have a look at them. There is the Olympics. In Seoul, Korea, you have the sun god world. Barcelona used the Baal Hadad. Atlanta uses the star in the half moon, Baal Hadad. The Olympic bid for Cape Town uses the red dot in the half moon, Baal Hadad. It gets boring. Athens uses the sign of the Alpha, the sun god, in the half moon, Baal Hadad. Boy, it's boring. And how important is it to the Vatican? Well, here the Pope is going to bless sport. He's going to place his blessing on this fine hockey shirt. Volume.
Fine hockey shirt.
That's it. Now sport's been blessed. Now you can go for it. It's been blessed by the Pope. Nothing better than to get involved in all these interesting things. What about the music world? Is that controlled by Masons? Yes. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, High Mason. You, O king, have made a decree that every man who shall hear the sound of the horn, the pipe, the cither, the lyre, the harp, the bagpipe, and all kinds of music shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoever does not fall down and worship, he should be thrown into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Daniel 3:10-11. This is a typological story of what will happen at the end of time. You can be sure that music is going to play the most prominent role in bringing people together in Luciferian worship. This was the Zauberflöte, the magic flute. Zauberflöte, it had all the symbols of the pagan deities. Of course, he was a Mason, Mozart, so why should he not have them? That was the stage set, which was straight from Egypt and showed all the Egyptian deities. And this man, if we can keep the sound up, is going to tell you what music is.
Right. Music's such a beautiful thing.
Oh, it's a religion.
It's amazing. I love seeing like all different cultures just stay together, bobbing their heels, or just moving to the music, no segregation. Music's the one thing that can cross over all boundaries.
Oh yeah, that's a language. That's a complete language.
So music is a religion, and music is a language. That's out of, well, could we call it the horse's mouth? If you look at the drug world today, the house scene, one big party. Drugs and music go together. Who supplies the drugs? Where do the drugs come from? Why is it that the big guys are never caught? Only the little one, the insignificant one. And occasionally you hear of a big one that is put away only because he got in the way for no other reason. And this man over here is one of the most prominent men of all time, Aleister Crowley. There's his symbol, the all-seeing eye. He's the one that introduced the drug world into the music world and into modern society. What does Aleister Crowley say? This is his statement from the Book of Thoth, and he writes, I have feasted myself on the blood of saints, but I am not suspected of men to be their enemy. For my fleece is white and warm, for my teeth are not the teeth of one who tears, and my eyes are mild, and they know me not as the chief of the lying spirits. Beautiful art thou, O Babylon, Babylon, thou mighty mother that rides upon the crowned beast. Let me be drunken upon the wine of your fornication, let your kisses wanton me to death. Do you think he knew what it was all about? Oh, yeah. He knew what it was all about. This 33-degree debauched Freemason knew exactly what it was about. His rituals are too disgusting to discuss in this forum. Well, 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 what have we here? Do you know when this Time magazine is? Who saw this Time magazine? Do you think this is an old one? I think it's 3 weeks old. 3 weeks old, max. Who is this man? This is Bono from U2. And who is this man? Can Bono save the world? Don't laugh. The globe's biggest rock star is on a mission to make a difference. Let's see who Bono's buddies are. And who is Bono? Well, he's this lead guy of U2, the biggest rock band in the world today. Time magazine calls him the biggest rock star in the world. Here's one of his friends. Do you recognize him? Microsoft man? Okay. Let's see if we can see some of his other friends. Oh, this is fascinating. What does Bono wear around his neck? There it is. Let's increase the size. It is the crucifix with a bent bow, just like the Pope has it, the symbol of Lucifer. So he is a Luciferian. Is he a Mason? Does he get his high position to be the #1 rock star in the world from anyone important? Oh, interesting. Here he is with Paul O'Neill in February of this year, and there he is making the Masonic sign. Oh, this is Kofi Annan. How fascinating. With the arm around and the arm on the back. And they're both wearing the black. Oh, there he is with the previous president of the United States of America. And here he is with Jesse Helms in 2001. Notice the not quite complete handshake. Can you see that? So what is this man? He's a Mason. You can be pretty sure. That's how you get to be the biggest rock star in the world. Oh no! With the Pope and the Masonic finger. This is one of them. He's doing a big job. So